Right now, TikTok probably knows you're in love. It knows based on how long you hovered on that one video. It knows based on the kind of music you're hearing more of. It even knows based on the order in which you're swiping. And here's the scary part. It knew before you did. But how? How does a dancing app know your emotional state before your frontal cortex finishes its coffee? Well, the answer is a lot weirder, a lot smarter, and way more uncomfortable than you'd think. Let's get into it.
Ring now. Our algorithmic oracles reveal who you're secretly quite right.
First of all, TikTok is not a social media app. It is not even an entertainment app. TikTok is a machine learning, behavior monitoring, predictive psychology engine, disguised as an app where you watch raccoons steal hot dogs. Every time you open the app, it's not just feeding you content, it's collecting data points. How long did you watch that video? Did you pause? Did you rewatch it? Did your eyes dilate? Yes, it can infer that. Did you almost type a comment but delete it? Did you scroll slower the second a certain type of person appeared? Yeah, that's not just content curation. That's surveillance, but make it flirty. Most people think they're using TikTok, that they open it, scroll a little, get entertained, maybe close it. But TikTok's not a passive tool. It's active, adaptive, hyper-attentive. It doesn't ask you, hey, are you feeling emotionally vulnerable today? It just watches you hover for 4.3 seconds on a breakup audio and says, got it, cue 43 videos about emotionally unavailable situationships and soulmate theories. And you watch them. Why? Because you're already in the headspace. And TikTok knew that, probably based on your watch pattern 3 days ago at 2 a.m. when you paused on a video that said, if he doesn't text you back but watches your story, this is for you, for 5.2 seconds. That was all it needed. Now this is where things get wild. TikTok doesn't just feed content. It structures it using what I call curiosity cliffs. Just like in viral YouTube videos where creators say, but here's the twist nobody saw coming. TikTok content often dangles incomplete loops in front of you. That's the Algorithmic effect. Your brain's inability to ignore unfinished stories. And TikTok's algorithm is trained to serve you loops you personally can't resist. Crush content, relationship theory content. Here's why your attachment style makes you fall for emotionally unavailable people content. It doesn't matter if it's true, your brain feels like it could be, and that's enough to keep watching. And every time you hesitate for a second longer, the loop tightens. Here's the part that creeps me out personally. TikTok isn't just showing you what you want, it's often showing you what you're subconsciously avoiding. A crush you're repressing? TikTok picks up on it from your micro interactions. That one person whose name you never mention, but whose content you linger on just a bit too long. Now you're on secretly in love with your best friend, TikTok, and you're like, what? That's not me. Until 3 videos later, you're crying at a slideshow set to Arctic monkeys. TikTok didn't just guess. It used thousands of behavioral signals and matched you to a cluster of users who fell the same exact way before. So it didn't read your mind. It just read everyone like you and predicted you. But how does the crush detection pattern work? Through analyzing this behavior, I found a hidden pattern. A pattern so reliable it almost always shows up when someone's developing feelings. You start pausing on subtle romantic content. You engage more with content about love in theory than love in practice. You scroll slower when faces remind you of them. Your nighttime scrolling starts to skew more emotional. You stop on heartbreak videos longer than happy ones. These aren't isolated, they're data loops. And TikTok loves loops. It identifies these micro signals and optimizes your feed to match. Because nothing drives retention like unresolved emotional tension. You don't click away when the algorithm mirrors your exact situation. But what if it's creating the feelings? Now here's where things get even messier. What if TikTok isn't just detecting your crush? What if it's planting it? Ever had someone show up on your For You page 12 times in a week, and then you think, wait, are they actually kinda cute? You didn't choose them. The algorithm chose them, and the more exposure you get, the more emotionally charged it becomes. This is called the mere exposure effect. The more we see someone, the more we start to like them. So yeah, TikTok might literally be curating your emotional attachments like a playlist, and you're just vibing through it like, I don't know why I'm obsessed with this one niche creator who reads poetry in a parking lot. Meanwhile, TikTok's like, that's your type. We ran the numbers. So what exactly does TikTok know? It knows your type, even if you don't admit it. It knows your attachment style, based on what kind of content comforts you. It knows when you're vulnerable, and pushes content that matches that energy. It knows who you engage with silently and who you scroll past quickly. It even knows your emotional trends over time. In short, TikTok doesn't just track what you click, it tracks how you feel while clicking. And that makes it more accurate than your group chat, your journal, and possibly your own brain. Can you outsmart it? Kind of, but not really. You can try to train your algorithm consciously by only engaging with what you want more of. But let's be honest, at 2 a.m., when that video hits you right in the heart, are you really gonna scroll away? Yeah, me neither. The only real way to take back control is to be aware of what the algorithm is doing, to notice that it's not just entertainment. So next time TikTok serves you a video that feels a little too specific, maybe it's not magic. Maybe it's just the algorithm whispering, hey, about that person you pretend not to think about. So yeah, TikTok probably knew you had a crush before you did. It detected the micro signals, compared your behavior to millions of others, and started feeding you a tailored heartbreak cocktail with lo-fi piano and blurry sunset filters. But here's the question. If TikTok can sense who you like, can it sense who likes you back? That's a whole different rabbit hole. And yes, I'm already working on that video. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Until then, maybe ask your crush out before the algorithm does it for you.